My name is Adam Flynn. I am from Biggin & Scott Real Estate here in the City of Knox and will proudly be your auctioneer here today. We would firstly like to thank our vendors for entrusting us with the sale of this prime development opportunity. We Biggin & Scott truly do consider it a privilege to be acting on their behalves. Now, for those of you who are involved here today, quite frankly, exciting times. Of course, the most excited will be the eventual purchaser of this fantastic development opportunity that stands behind me. And in the next 10 minutes or so, the decision on who that buyer will be is entirely up for you to decide, not myself. If you are planning on bidding here today and you're a little bit nervous or unsure about the entire process, just relax. It's our job to make sure that each and every single person here today has a fair and equal opportunity to secure this fantastic development property. If there is any language barriers, we have Alfie here who speaks Mandarin and Cantonese, so we can surely help you with your bidding endeavours. Now today we are calling for terms of a deposit equaling 10% of the purchase price and the balance in 90 to 120 days from today's date. The contracts have been on display for the last 30 minutes. There is nothing untoward in there, but there are a few details that you as a prudent buyer should be made very well aware of. The property is legally described in the certificate of title as 11471 folio 666 being, or better known I should say to you and I, as 26 Clyde Street in Ferntree Gully. We are sitting on over 1,000 square metres, over a quarter of an acre of prime Ferntree Gully blue chip real estate. The auction will be conducted in accordance with any rules and regulations that were made available prior to the start of the auction. The vendors, they do have a reserve price, and as the auctioneer, I will indicate bids upon request. The law prohibits false bids, it prohibits any disruptions by bidders, and it does provide fines for this conduct. If I am going to make a bid on behalf of the vendor, the words I will use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are simply vendor bid, and by law, only I as the auctioneer can make a bid on behalf of the vendor. Now, in the rare chance of the property being passed in here today, ladies and gents, boys and girls, the highest bidder at that point in time reserves the first exclusive right to negotiate directly to the vendor, with the vendor, to their very realistic reserve price. So, essentially, if you are here today and you are here to buy this fantastic development opportunity, I need to see your hand up in the sky with your intent to purchase. Now, I don't intend to walk you through the property room by room, inch by inch. That's not what we're here for today, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Well, let's start with where the true value lies, and let's firstly begin with the address, 26 Clyde Street in Ferntree Gully. Secondly, let's talk about the size of the allotment on over 1,000 square metres. We certainly have strong development potential here, obviously subject to council approval, but we have strong development potential here. If you look across the road, they're building 3 dwellings as we speak. I dare say, on a size allotment, pretty much identical to what we've got here. We are now in City of Knox. Had a bidder at the back there. City of Knox is one of the fastest growing suburbs in Melbourne. Experienced significant capital growth because everybody's becoming very well aware as to just how good the City of Knox truly is. We are within close proximity to Westfield Shopping Centre. We are within close proximity to Eastlink, schools, shops, transport, everything you could ever want or need, whether you're buying as an investment or principal place, or buying it, looking at renting out, doing a development down the track. The choice is simply yours because we have the land. We are 1,000 square metres. They're not making any more of it. It's rare to find a quarter of an acre in this location that has not already been developed. For those of you, the astute, the developers, the builders, the investors who have been looking around, would be testament to that. When I call it first, second, third, final call, the contracts hit my hands like so. Be rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this fantastic development site at 26 Clyde Street, Ferntree Gully, will be sold to the intelligent and astute new buyer. So without further ado, now comes the fun part, where I'll turn it over to you for hopefully a spirited bidding, and we'll find out who the lucky, intelligent, astute new buyer is of 26 Clyde Street in Ferntree Gully is. Start me where you will. A fair and reasonable opening bid to kick off the proceedings. I can only assume you haven't come to see me. That would be an assumption. It's my last auction here. It's my last auction for the day, so I've got all day. Start me where you will. Takes a brave soul to open up the bidding, but you often find the person who opens the bidding secures the property. 1,000 square metres. Prime development, blue chip real estate. Where you will. I'm not going to open up the bidding, ladies and gents.
So how do we know when it is reserved?
Bearing in mind, if I pass the property in, which I will do without putting in a bid, nobody reserves the exclusive right to negotiate directly with the vendor to their very realistic reserve price. So start me where you will. If somebody opens a bidding, I won't bid against them. Maybe your opportunity to reserve the exclusive right to negotiate directly with the vendor to their reserve figure. Where you will. Got all day. (1,000 square metres). Prime development site. Potential for 3 dwellings. Clear instructions. We're here to sell. Westfield Shopping Centre, Eastlink. 20% capital growth. Need I say any more? Okay, ladies and gents, I'm going to call it 3 times. I'm going to pass the property in with no bid. So with that being said, this is your opportunity. If you are here today to buy, I suggest you put your hand up in the sky before it passes in, and nobody reserves the exclusive right to negotiate directly with the vendor to their very realistic reserve price. It goes back to a private sale where you all end up competing against each other without having the exclusive opportunity. So with that being said, I'll call it 3 times and then pass the property in. I will not bid against you if you open the bidding. So we are on a first call. Second call.
700.
At 700, and finally, a welcome to the bidding now. It takes a brave soul to open up the bidding, and I won't bid against you, sir. At $700,000 now, I'll call it 20 on the rise from here. At $700,000 now, we are on a live bid, calling for 7.2, calling for 720, anywhere at all, 700 on a first call at 700,000. Might be your lucky day, sir. Second call at 700,000. Calling for 720, no late bids. Third and final call. We all silent, we all done. Should be a Mexican wave of hands going up at that price point, ladies and gents. Once again, over 1,000 square metres. I won't bid against you, sir. I gave my word and I'll stand to it. So we are at 700,000 on a live bid before I pass the property in to the gentleman and lady on my left. So once again, I'll call it 3 more times before the property passes in. Calling for 720, first call at 700. Second call at 700. Third and final call, we all silent, we all done at 700 before the property passes in on the fall of the contract on my hand. No bid? No bid over here? This is the last opportunity. I'll pass the property in and the property will sell. No bid? Chris, no bid? At the rear here, no advance. Left. First, second, third, 700 before the property passes in. Congratulations, the property's now passed in to the both of you. I'd like to thank you all for attending, and I'm sure you'll see a soul cigar on the board in the not too distant future. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.